Welcome back, warriors. You've returned to the shadows, where the weak dare not tread. To the GrimFace movement, our family of outcasts, fighters, and those who refuse to bow. For those of you returning, you already know. This is not a place for the faint-hearted. This is a crucible, a forge where strength is tempered, where doubt is crushed, and where reality itself is molded to our will. You've been here before, and yet you've come back for more. That speaks volumes about the fire that burns within you. And to those of you joining us for the first time, let me make one thing very clear. You are not here by accident. You are here because you've grown tired of the lies. Because deep down, you know the truth, that life isn't fair, and no one is coming to save you. Here, we don't sugarcoat the struggle. We embrace it. We harness it. We use it to carve out a reality that the world said we couldn't have. This is GrimFace, a movement for those who don't fit, who don't conform, who refuse to play by the rules of a broken society. Here, we don't follow the light. We are the light, forged in the darkness. Tonight, we delve deep into the mind, the unseen architect of your reality. Expect to be challenged. Expect to be uncomfortable. Expect to be broken open and rebuilt stronger than ever. These speeches are not for entertainment. They are for transformation. They will strip away your excuses, shatter your illusions, and leave you face to face with the raw, unfiltered truth. So buckle up. Whether you're a veteran or a newcomer, you're part of the GrimFace family now, and we don't tread lightly. This is where you stop surviving and start dominating. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Your expectations shape your reality. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast abyss, staring into the dark unknown. This is life, raw and unfiltered, a blank canvas of endless possibilities. But here's the truth most will never tell you. What you see beyond that abyss depends on the lens you wear, the expectations you carry in your mind. This is not a game of luck or chance. It's a war of mental mastery. The expectation effect is not some new age buzzword. It's a brutal law of existence. Research in psychology, neuroscience, and physiology screams a single, undeniable truth. What you expect is what you will create. Positive expectations are not just thoughts. They're commands. Commands to your brain. Commands to your body. Commands to the universe itself. When you expect greatness, your mind sharpens, your body obeys, and doors you never saw begin to swing open. Success isn't a gift. It's a consequence. A consequence of ruthless belief in the outcome you desire. But let me make something clear. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about deliberate, disciplined expectation. The kind that demands action. The kind that refuses to accept excuses. Now, let's flip the coin. Negative expectations are a parasite. They don't just live in your mind. They devour it. Doubt, fear, self-pity. These are the shadows that thrive in the soil of low expectations. They don't wait to destroy you. They shape your reality in their image. You stumble not because life is cruel, but because you expect to. You fail, not because the odds were against you, but because you let them be. Think about it. How many times have you set yourself up for failure before even trying? How many times have you whispered, "I can't," and turned it into a prophecy? The mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It simply follows orders. Your expectations are the orders, and your life is the result. So here's the question you need to ask yourself right now. What am I expecting? Are you expecting to rise, or are you bracing for another fall? Are you expecting to break the chains of mediocrity, or are you wrapping yourself tighter in their grip? Do not lie to yourself. Be brutally honest, because your answer is already carving your path forward. If your expectations are weak, vague, or poisoned with doubt, then change them. Right here, right now. Expect greatness. Expect pain. Expect the struggle, but demand the victory. Because when you set the standard in your mind, everything else will fall into line, or it will be crushed in the process. This is not magic, it is science. Your brain is wired to follow patterns. When you expect success, your brain primes your body for it. Your physiology shifts, your energy changes, you move differently, speak differently. You become a magnet for the reality you demand. But the reverse is also true. Expect failure, and you become its architect. Your muscles weaken, your confidence crumbles. You sabotage yourself, step by step, until the failure you feared becomes the failure you deserve. Life is not fair, but it is obedient. It mirrors your expectations with cruel precision. What you believe, you will see. What you expect, you will become. This is the power you wield, whether you like it or not. So, what will it be? Will you let the ghosts of doubt dictate your story? Or will you rewrite the script? Will you surrender to the expectations society has shackled to you? Or will you break free and build a reality so fierce it leaves the world trembling? This is your moment. Seize it. Shape it. Expect more. And watch as the universe bends to your will. Lesson 2. The power of placebo and nocebo. Let me tell you a story. Your story. The story of how your mind wields a power so great, it can heal or destroy you with nothing more than a thought. It's the kind of power that empires would covet, that entire worlds could be built or raised upon, and yet most of us waste it. We poison it. We hand it over to fear, ignorance, and doubt. This is the story of the placebo and the nocebo, the twin forces that silently shape your reality. You've heard whispers of the placebo effect, haven't you? The tales of people cured not by medicine, but by the mere belief that they could be. Sugar pills that dissolve pain, saline injections that mend broken bodies, fake surgeries that deliver real recovery. It sounds like magic, but it's not. It's your mind, proving itself to be the ultimate architect of your reality. The placebo effect is not kindness or coincidence. It's raw power. When you believe in healing, your body responds. Your cells rally, chemicals surge, pain fades. You command your body to repair itself, to fight for you, to defy the odds, and it obeys. Belief is the spark that ignites the fire of transformation. But here's the dark side, the side no one wants to talk about, the nocebo effect. Just as belief can heal, it can destroy. When you expect pain, it arrives. When you anticipate illness, it takes root. When you fear side effects, they manifest, even when there's nothing real to cause them. The nocebo is the shadow twin of placebo, and it is just as powerful, just as relentless. If you let it, it will ruin you. This isn't superstition, it's science. Studies have shown that patients warned about potential side effects often experience them, even when the treatment they're given is completely harmless. Their own minds conjure suffering out of thin air, turning fear into a weapon against themselves. Think about that. The battlefield isn't outside you, it's within. And the enemy is the story you choose to believe. So ask yourself, what stories are you telling your body? Are you whispering promises of strength, resilience, and recovery? Or are you feeding it doubt, fear, and surrender? Don't shrug this off as abstract nonsense. Every thought you have sends ripples through your brain, your heart, your very cells. Those ripples become waves, and those waves shape your life. Let's be clear. This is not an invitation to delude yourself. This is not about pretending that pain doesn't exist, or that life isn't brutal. This is about weaponizing your mind. When you believe in your power to heal, to endure, to overcome, you arm yourself with the greatest tool nature has ever created. your mind's ability to reshape reality. But if you let the nocebo win, if you let fear write your story, you are digging your own grave. Slowly, silently. Every what if becomes a dagger. Every expectation of failure becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You think you're being cautious, realistic even, but you're really just shackling yourself to the very outcomes you dread. Let me ask you this. Will you be the master of your mind, or will you let it master you? Will you allow the nocebo to poison your future, or will you summon the strength to believe in the impossible and make it real? The placebo and the nocebo are two sides of the same coin, but you hold it in your hand. You decide which side faces up. You decide whether you heal or suffer, rise or fall, conquer or collapse. This is your power, and no one, not the world, not fate, not even the gods, can take it from you, unless you let them. So the next time you feel doubt creeping in, remember this. Your mind is listening. Your body is listening. Every word, every thought, every expectation becomes law. Choose wisely, because what you believe today is the reality you will live tomorrow. Now step into the battlefield of your own mind and choose victory. Demand it. Create it. Because if you don't, the nocebo will be more than happy to choose defeat for you. Lesson 3. Enhancing mindset and performance. What determines whether you rise or fall? Is it the strength of your body, the sharpness of your skills, or the resources at your disposal? No. It is your mindset. That invisible force, silent but relentless, dictates every step you take, every move you make, and ultimately, whether you conquer or crumble. The battlefield isn't out there. It's not in the challenges you face, the setbacks you endure, or the opponents who stand against you. The real war is fought in your mind. And in this war, the most powerful weapon is belief. Belief in your ability to overcome. Belief in your capacity to endure. Belief that no matter how dark the storm, you are the eye of it, calm and unshakable. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Your mindset is the master of your performance. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not privilege. Those things are fleeting. But your mindset? It's the foundation. It's the architect of your resilience, your focus, and your results. Believing in your ability to overcome challenges doesn't just make you resilient. It makes you unstoppable. Because every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure, a stepping stone, and every obstacle a chance to prove yourself. When you know you can overcome, the impossible becomes irrelevant. You don't stop to question whether you'll make it. You simply decide that you will, and you act accordingly. And what about stress? That crushing weight that breaks so many? For most, stress is the enemy, a thief that robs them of clarity, of courage, of strength. But not for you, not anymore. Because stress isn't your enemy. It's your ally. It's the fire that forges you, the pressure that sharpens your blade. When you shift your mindset, stress stops being something that holds you back and becomes something that pushes you forward. Think about it. Stress is energy, raw and untamed. You can let it destroy you, or you can harness it, channel it, turn it into focus so razor sharp it cuts through the chaos. When others fold under pressure, you thrive. You don't run from stress. You embrace it because you understand the truth. Stress is proof that you are alive, that you are in the fight, that you are pushing the limits of what you thought was possible. But let me make one thing clear. None of this happens by accident. You don't wake up one day with a bulletproof mindset. You build it, brick by brick, battle by battle. You train your mind to see challenges as opportunities, to view setbacks as fuel, to treat pressure as a privilege. This is not easy. It is not quick. It is not comfortable, but it is necessary. And here's the darkest part. If you don't take control of your mindset, someone else will. Society, your circumstances, your fears. They will dictate how you think, how you feel, how you act. They will turn you into a pawn, a victim, a shadow of what you could have been. But you have a choice. You can break free. You can take control. You can become the master of your mind and, in doing so, the master of your performance. So, I ask you, what will you believe? Will you believe that the world is against you? That the challenges are too great? That the stress is too much? Or will you believe that you are greater than all of it? Will you believe in your power to endure, to overcome, to dominate? The choice is yours, but understand this. Your mindset doesn't just influence your performance, it defines it. When you decide to believe, you become unstoppable. When you see stress as fuel, you become unbreakable. When you master your mind, you master your world. The battle is waiting. The war is now. Step onto the battlefield of your own mind and fight, not with fear, but with unshakable belief. Rise, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a conqueror of your destiny. And remember, in the end, it's not the strongest or the smartest who win. It's the ones who believe they can. So believe, and then perform. Lesson 4. Reframing stress, turning pressure into power. Stress. The word alone sends chills down the spine of most people. It's the invisible weight pressing on your chest, the relentless buzz in your mind, the sensation of drowning while everyone else seems to be breathing. Most people see stress as the enemy, a curse, a monster lurking in the shadows, waiting to tear them apart. But let me tell you something they'll never dare to admit. Stress is not your enemy. It's your ally. If you're brave enough to reframe it, if you're bold enough to master it, stress can become the weapon that forges you into something unbreakable. The truth is, stress isn't inherently harmful. It's not the stress itself that crushes you. It's your perception of it. You see, stress doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to test you, to push you, to demand more of you than you thought you had. But most people fail this test, not because they're weak, but because they've been taught to fear it. They've been fed the lie that stress is the enemy, that it's something to avoid, suppress, or escape. And in doing so, they surrender to it. They let it devour them from the inside out. But you're different. Or at least you can be. You don't have to run from stress. You don't have to cower in its presence. You can reframe it. You can look it in the eye and say, I see you, and I will not bow. Stress is not a hindrance. It's a signal. A signal that you're alive, that you're in the fight, that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and into the arena where growth happens. You don't grow in comfort. You don't evolve in ease. Growth demands pressure. Diamonds are forged under immense heat. Swords are sharpened by relentless friction. And you are no different. The key is to change how you see stress. Stop seeing it as a burden and start seeing it as a challenge. Stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as an opportunity. Stress is proof that you're doing something that matters, that you're reaching for something greater. It's the universe's way of asking you, how much do you want it? And let me make one thing crystal clear. Reframing stress doesn't mean pretending it's easy. It's not. Stress will test every fiber of your being. It will push you to the brink. It will demand sacrifices. But when you face it head on, when you embrace it as a natural part of growth and success, something incredible happens. Stress stops being debilitating and starts being empowering. It sharpens your focus. It fuels your determination. It turns pressure into power. Think about it. The greatest achievements in history were born under stress. The moments that define us, the victories we carry to the grave, they all came with their share of pain, struggle, and yes, stress. It's not the absence of stress that creates greatness. It's the ability to wield it, to bend it to your will, to let it fuel your fire instead of extinguishing it. So here's the question. How will you face stress? Will you let it crush you, or will you rise above it? Will you see it as a curse, or will you embrace it as a gift? The choice is yours, but understand this. Your perception of stress will determine its impact on you. You can let it paralyze you, or you can let it empower you. You can let it weaken you, or you can let it transform you. When stress comes knocking, don't run. Open the door. Welcome it in. Face it with grit, with determination, with an unshakable belief that you are greater than the pressure bearing down on you. And when you do, you'll discover a truth that most people will never understand. Stress isn't here to destroy you. It's here to reveal you, to show you what you're made of, to push you to heights you never thought possible. So stand tall. Embrace the pressure. Let it forge you into something the world cannot break. And the next time stress whispers in your ear, let it know one thing. You are not my master. You are my fuel. Lesson 5. Belief in aging. The secret to defying time. Aging. A word that most fear, that society tells us to resist, that we are conditioned to view as decline, a slow march toward irrelevance and decay. But what if I told you that aging itself isn't the enemy? What if I told you that the way you believe about aging is more powerful than aging itself? This isn't wishful thinking, it's science. Studies show that those who hold positive beliefs about aging, those who expect vitality, independence, and strength, live longer. They live better. Their bodies fight harder. Their minds stay sharper. Their spirits remain unbroken. But those who surrender to the narrative of decline, they wither, not because their bodies betray them, but because their minds command it. Let's get one thing straight. Your beliefs are not innocent thoughts floating in the void. They are orders, commands. They dictate how your biology responds, how your cells repair, how your body endures. When you believe aging means weakness, your body will obey. It will slow down. It will break down. It will conform to the script you've written in your mind. But when you believe aging is strength, wisdom, and power, your body will rise to meet that expectation. It will fight for you. It will adapt. It will thrive. Think about it. Your belief in aging doesn't just shape your attitude. It shapes your biology. Every thought you think sends signals to your brain. Signals that trigger hormones, chemical reactions, and cellular responses. Your beliefs are not abstract. They are physical. When you expect vitality, your body works to give it to you. When you expect decline, it starts to shut down. Here's the cold, hard truth. Society has lied to you. It has conditioned you to fear aging, to associate it with fragility and irrelevance. It shows you images of people defeated by time, whispering in your ear that this is your destiny. And most people fall for it. They surrender long before their bodies give out, allowing their beliefs to betray them. But not you. Not anymore. You don't have to accept that script. You can rewrite it. You can look aging in the eye and say, I see you, but you don't define me. I define you. Here's the secret. Your beliefs about aging determine your behaviors, and your behaviors determine your destiny. If you believe you're destined for decline, you'll live like it. You'll stop moving, stop striving, stop fighting. You'll let the story society has fed you become your reality. But if you believe in vitality, independence, and strength, you'll take care of yourself. You'll move, push, adapt, and grow. You'll age like fire, burning brighter as the years go on, refusing to be extinguished. Understand this. Aging is not a death sentence. It's a process. And like any process, it's influenced by the choices you make and the beliefs you hold. The question isn't, will you age? The question is, how will you age? Will you age like a candle, slowly fading into darkness? Or will you age like a star, burning fiercely until the very end? You are the architect of your future, even in the face of time. Your beliefs, your mindset, your expectations, these are your tools. Use them. Refuse to let the fear of aging control you. Refuse to let society's narrative dictate your destiny. Expect strength. Expect vitality. Expect to thrive. And when the years pass, as they always will, you will not look back with regret. You will not see a life spent fearing the inevitable. You will see a life lived, boldly, fiercely, unapologetically. You will see a person who didn't surrender to time, but who used it as fuel to grow, evolve, and conquer. So, I ask you, what will you believe? Will you let the lie of decline define you? Or will you take control of the story and write one of strength, resilience, and triumph? The choice is yours. And if you choose to believe in your own power, your own vitality, you will not just live longer, you will live better. Because aging is not the end. It's the beginning of the life you dare to create. So create boldly, live fiercely, and believe. Because belief is the key to defying time. Lesson 6. Health outcomes and expectations. The war for your body. Your body. The vessel you inhabit. The machine that carries you through the chaos of life. It's easy to see it as separate, as something that simply reacts to the world around you. But let me tell you a truth that cuts deeper than flesh. Your body doesn't just respond to the world, it responds to you. The war for your health, your strength, your vitality, it begins and ends in your mind. Your expectations about your body's capabilities don't just influence your outcomes, they create them. What you believe about your ability to heal, to grow, to endure, becomes a prophecy your body is forced to fulfill. This isn't superstition, it's science, it's reality, and it's ruthless. Think about it. If you believe your body is fragile, it will obey. If you expect recovery to be slow, your cells will move sluggishly, your immune system will falter, and every moment of healing will drag like a chain around your neck. But if you expect strength, resilience, and speed, your body will rise to the occasion. It will unleash its arsenal of biological power, sharpening its focus and amplifying its efforts. Your body is a soldier, and your beliefs are its orders. Consider exercise. Some people go through the motions, sweating and straining with no real expectation of change. And what happens? Little to nothing. But those who believe, who expect, that every drop of sweat, every beat of their heart, is sculpting them into something stronger, they unlock something deeper. Their body responds not just to the effort, but to the belief behind it. Their muscles grow faster, their endurance increases, their results multiply. This is the power of expectation. It's not abstract. It's not imaginary. It's physiological. Your beliefs trigger chemical reactions, hormonal changes, and shifts in your biology that dictate how your body performs. When you believe in your power to heal, to adapt, to conquer, you activate mechanisms within you that most people will never tap into. But when you doubt, when you expect failure or weakness, those same mechanisms shut down. You sabotage yourself before you've even begun. And here's the truth most won't tell you. Expectations don't just shape your outcomes, they limit them. If you believe your best days are behind you, they are. If you believe you're too broken, too old, too far gone, you will be. Your body will conform to the boundaries you set for it. But if you shatter those boundaries, if you believe that you can be stronger, faster, better, no matter where you are or what you've been through, then you will be. This is not a game. It's not a motivational slogan. It's a war. A war between the version of you that surrenders to doubt and the version of you that refuses to bow. A war between the beliefs that hold you down and the expectations that can set you free. And every thought you have, every belief you hold, is a weapon. So I ask you, what are you telling your body? Are you telling it to give up, to break down, to stop fighting? Or are you commanding it to rise, to heal, to thrive? Are you feeding it fear, or are you feeding it power? Understand this. Your body listens to you more than it listens to the world. You are its master. And if you expect greatness, it will fight to give it to you. If you expect failure, it will comply. This is the brutal simplicity of life. Your beliefs are the foundation of your reality. Stop underestimating your power. Stop letting doubt whisper lies into your mind. Stop waiting for someone else to fix you, heal you, or save you. Take control. Command your body like the unstoppable force it was designed to be. Expect resilience. Expect progress. Expect nothing less than your absolute best. And when the world throws sickness, pain, or exhaustion at you, stand tall. Look it in the eye and say, I will not break. I will not bend. I will recover. I will thrive. Because the truth is this: your expectations are not just thoughts. They are the blueprint for your body's reality. Write that blueprint with conviction. Build a body that refuses to bow, a life that refuses to crumble. Believe in your power, and your body will turn that belief into strength. This is your war. Fight it with everything you've got. Lesson 7. Self-fulfilling prophecies. You are what you believe. Let's talk about prophecies. Not the kind whispered by oracles or carved into ancient stone, but the ones you write every single day. The ones that aren't spoken aloud, yet dictate every move you make, every step you take. These prophecies don't come from fate or destiny. They come from you, from the way you see yourself, from the way you define your abilities. And here's the hard truth. You are what you believe. You see, the mind is a master manipulator, a cunning architect of reality. It doesn't just reflect the world around you, it creates it. The beliefs you hold about yourself are the blueprints, and your life is the structure built upon them. If you believe you're weak, unworthy, incapable, your mind will work tirelessly to prove it. Not because it hates you, but because it's following your orders. Think about it. If you tell yourself you're bad at math, what happens? You avoid challenges. You don't try. You sabotage yourself before you even begin. And when failure inevitably arrives, you say, "See? I was right all along." But you weren't. You were never bad at math. You were bad at belief. Now imagine flipping the script. Imagine walking into every challenge, every new endeavor, with the unshakable belief that you will succeed. Not might, not could, but will. Do you think your mind will hesitate to act? Do you think your body will refuse to follow? No. It will rise to meet your expectations. Your belief in success becomes the fuel that powers your actions. And when you act like success is inevitable, it becomes exactly that. Inevitable. This is the power of a self-fulfilling prophecy. It doesn't care whether your belief is positive or negative. It doesn't care if your prophecy builds you or destroys you. It just obeys. So the question isn't whether you're writing prophecies. The question is, what kind of prophecy are you writing? Are you writing one of failure, rooted in fear and doubt? Or are you crafting a prophecy of strength, resilience, and triumph? Don't lie to yourself. Be brutally honest. Look at your life right now, at the choices you've made, the risks you've avoided, the opportunities you've squandered. These are the results of the beliefs you've held. If you don't like what you see, good. That means it's time to change. That means it's time to seize control of the script and rewrite it. No more telling yourself you're not good enough. No more saying, I can't. Every time you say those words, you're not describing reality. You're creating it. The truth is this: you are the prophet of your own life. What you declare about yourself becomes your law, your reality, your future. And if you don't take control of that power, someone else will. Society will tell you who you are. Your past will dictate your worth. Your fear will define your limits. But you don't have to accept that. You don't have to let the world write your prophecy. You can choose to believe in your strength, even when you feel weak. You can choose to believe in your worth, even when you've been told otherwise. You can choose to believe in your success, even when failure feels inevitable. And let me tell you something. This isn't about pretending. It's not about fake positivity or hollow affirmations. It's about understanding the raw, unrelenting power of belief. It's about realizing that the way you see yourself is the foundation for everything you will ever achieve. So what will it be? Will you write a prophecy of mediocrity, of fear, of surrender? Or will you write a prophecy that demands greatness, one that challenges the universe itself to try and stop you? You have a choice. You've always had a choice. But time is ruthless, and every moment you waste doubting yourself is a moment you'll never get back. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Start believing. Believe in your strength. Believe in your brilliance. Believe in your power to shape your destiny. Because you are the author of your story. You are the architect of your reality. You are the prophet of your future. And the world will bend to the prophecies you choose to declare. Lesson 8. The brain's predictive power. Mastering the machine. Let me tell you something about your brain. It is not simply a collection of neurons firing away in reaction to the world around you. It is far more dangerous, far more powerful than that. Your brain is a machine, a prediction machine. Every moment of your life, it is not merely observing reality. It is creating it. It takes the past you've lived, the beliefs you hold, and the expectations you cling to, and it uses them to construct the world you see, feel, and experience. Here's the brutal truth. Your brain doesn't care about facts. It cares about patterns. And those patterns, they come from you, from your past, from the stories you've told yourself, from the beliefs you've allowed to take root. And like a ruthless architect, your brain uses those patterns to build your reality. Think about that. Every doubt, every fear, every belief that whispers, I'm not good enough, becomes a blueprint. Your brain predicts failure, predicts pain, predicts mediocrity. And so, that is exactly what you experience. Not because it's true, but because your brain made it true. It built a world in the image of your own expectations. But here's the part most people will never understand. This machine isn't fixed. It's not set in stone. It's programmable. If the brain predicts based on patterns, then you have the power to change the patterns. By changing your beliefs, by rewriting the stories you tell yourself, you can train your brain to predict more positive outcomes. And when your brain expects victory, it starts building a reality that matches. This isn't magic. It's science. When you believe in your power, your brain rewires itself. Neural pathways strengthen, hormones shift, your focus sharpens, your actions align. It's as if the universe itself begins to conspire in your favor. But it's not the universe. It's you, your brain, your machine. working tirelessly to turn belief into reality. But let's not sugarcoat this. Rewriting your brain's predictions is not easy. The machine does not like change. It clings to the past because the past is safe, familiar. It will fight you. It will drag you back into the shadows of your doubts, your failures, your fears. It will whisper, "This is who you are. This is all you'll ever be." And that is where the war begins. You must fight against the machine. You must shatter the old patterns, destroy the toxic beliefs, and rebuild from the ground up. This is not a gentle process. It is brutal, relentless, and unforgiving. But it is necessary. Let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself? About your potential? About your future? Are your beliefs empowering, or are they chains? Look at your life right now. Every success, every failure, every moment of joy or despair. They are not random. They are the direct result of the predictions your brain has been making. If you don't like what you see, then it's time to take control. Understand this. Your brain is always listening. Every thought, every word, every belief becomes a command. If you tell yourself you're not capable, your brain will make it true. If you tell yourself the odds are stacked against you, your brain will ensure you fail. But if you tell yourself, "I am unstoppable, I am capable, I am inevitable," then your brain will start building a world that reflects that truth. This is not about blind optimism. This is about power. The power to bend your mind, your body, and your reality to your will. The power to take the prediction machine and make it work for you instead of against you. So, I ask you, what will you choose to believe? Will you let the ghosts of your past dictate your future? Will you let old patterns chain you to a life of mediocrity? Or will you rise, shatter the machine's grip, and rewrite the code? The choice is yours. But remember, your brain is always predicting, always building. If you don't take control, someone or something else will. And it won't build the life you want. It will build the life you fear. Take control. Rewrite the script. Believe in your power, even when the machine resists. Especially when it resists. Because when you win this battle, you won't just change your predictions. You'll change your reality. You are the master of the machine. Now act like it. Lesson 9. The importance of optimism. Optimism, a word so often misunderstood, watered down, and dismissed as blind positivity, a fairy tale for the naive. But real optimism, it's not about ignoring the shadows. It's about staring straight into them and daring to believe there's light beyond. It's not softness. It's not weakness. It's warrior strength. Let's set one thing straight. Optimism is not about pretending life is easy. It's not about painting a pretty picture over the brutal truths of existence. Optimism is about believing that no matter how brutal the battle, no matter how relentless the storm, your effort will carve a path forward. That through sheer will, grit, and determination, you can force the universe to bend in your favor. And here's the truth. Optimism is a weapon forged in the fire of belief. It's the fuel that keeps you moving when the weight of the world is crushing down on you. It's the antidote to despair, the shield against doubt, the driving force that propels you forward when every other voice in your head screams to give up. Without optimism, you're a prisoner of your own mind. Without it, you're paralyzed by the inevitability of failure, trapped by fear, and enslaved by the belief that nothing you do will ever matter. And guess what? If you believe that, you're right. Without optimism, you've already lost the battle before it begins. But when you embrace optimism, true optimism, you become dangerous. Because optimism doesn't ignore challenges. It confronts them head on. It says, Yes, this is hard. Yes, the odds are against me. But I will not stop. I will not yield. I will find a way. That is the essence of optimism. The relentless belief that your actions have power, that your efforts have meaning, that no matter how steep the climb, the summit is within reach. And science backs this up. Optimistic people have better mental health, stronger relationships, and higher levels of success. Why? Because optimism changes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you face the world. It gives you the courage to take risks, the resilience to endure setbacks, and the strength to rise again and again. But let's be clear, this isn't about ignoring reality. This isn't about pretending life is fair or just or easy. Optimism doesn't deny the darkness. It fights through it. Optimism is the belief that no matter how many times you fall, you can rise again. That no matter how heavy the burden, you can carry it. That no matter how far the finish line, you can reach it. And here's the darkest truth. Without optimism, you're already dead. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually. Without optimism, you're walking through life with no fire, no fight, no belief that you can create something better. And that kind of existence, that's not living. It's surviving. Barely. So I ask you, what will you believe? Will you believe that the challenges you face are insurmountable? Will you believe that your efforts are meaningless? That your destiny is written in stone? Or will you choose to believe that you have the power to change your reality? That your actions matter? That your fight is worth it? Optimism is a choice. A brutal, relentless choice. It's not easy. It demands effort, discipline, and courage. It demands that you silence the voice of doubt and rise, even when the world tries to drag you down. But if you make that choice, if you dare to believe in your own power, you become unstoppable. Because optimism isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about becoming the storm. It's about charging into life with the belief that you will overcome. Not because it's easy, but because you are willing to fight for it, to bleed for it, to burn for it. So, what will it be? Will you let the shadows consume you? Or will you light the fire of optimism within and let it guide your way? Will you be a victim of your circumstances? Or will you rise above them and carve out the life you deserve? The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Choose courage. Choose optimism. And watch as the world bends to the force of your belief. Lesson 10. Harnessing the expectation effect. The blueprint for dominating your reality. Let me ask you this. Who's really in control of your life? Is it the circumstances you face, the people around you, or the seemingly random twists of fate? No, it's none of those. The true master of your destiny is far closer than you realize. It's you. More specifically, it's the expectations you set for yourself and your life. Here's the brutal truth. Your expectations are the architects of your reality. They don't just influence what happens. They shape it. They build the world you see, the results you achieve, and the limits you place on yourself. If your expectations are low, if they're riddled with fear and doubt, you're already defeated. But if you can master the expectation effect, if you can take control of the way you think, believe, and act, you can rewrite the script. You can make the world bend to your will. This is not wishful thinking. This is not about hoping for the best. This is about practical strategies, grounded in power, that you can use to take control of your mind, and in turn, your life. If you're ready to step into that power, here's how you do it. 1. Reframe your thinking. Rewrite the script. Your thoughts are not passive. They are weapons. They can either cut you down or carve out your path to success. If your mind is filled with negative beliefs, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. This will never work. You're handing your power over to doubt. It's time to challenge those beliefs. Every negative thought is a lie, a weak excuse designed to keep you safe and stagnant. Confront it. Destroy it. Replace it with something stronger. I am capable. I am powerful. I will make this work. When you reframe your thinking, you're not just changing your mindset, you're reprogramming your reality. 2. Set positive intentions. Declare victory before the fight begins. Before you begin any task, ask yourself one question. What do I expect to happen? If your answer is failure, struggle, or mediocrity, then congratulations, you've already lost. Your brain will take that expectation and use it to sabotage you. But if you walk into every challenge with the expectation of success, you give your brain a target to aim for. You set the bar high, and your mind will do everything in its power to reach it. Say it out loud. I will succeed. Not I might, or I'll try. I will. Because when you declare victory before the fight begins, you've already won half the battle. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. Build your fortress. Look around you. Who are you spending your time with? What kind of environments are you placing yourself in? If you're surrounded by negativity, people who doubt you, environments that drain you, you're feeding the wrong wolf. Cut it out. Ruthlessly. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, who refuse to let you settle for less. Create environments that inspire you, that fuel your ambition, that remind you of your power. Your surroundings either build you or break you. Choose wisely. 4th, practice visualization. See it, believe it, achieve it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. What you visualize becomes real in your mind, and your body and actions follow suit. So stop wasting time replaying your fears and doubts. Close your eyes and see yourself winning. See yourself thriving. See yourself achieving every goal you've set. Don't just imagine the outcome, imagine the process. See yourself overcoming obstacles, pushing through the pain, and standing victorious at the end. Make it so vivid, so real, that your brain has no choice but to align itself with that reality. Visualization isn't daydreaming, it's weaponizing your mind. 5. Use self-affirmation. Speak power into existence. Words are not just sounds, they are spells. The things you say to yourself shape your identity, your confidence, your actions. If you keep telling yourself you're weak, unworthy, or incapable, those words will become chains. But if you tell yourself, I am strong, I am capable, I am unstoppable, those words will become wings. Every morning, every night, every time doubt creeps in, speak to yourself with power. Look in the mirror and declare who you are. Not who you've been, not who others think you are, but who you choose to be. Because when you affirm your strengths, you bring them to life. Your time to dominate. Let me make one thing clear. These strategies are not magic. They require discipline, effort, and relentless focus. They demand that you step into the darkest corners of your mind, confront your fears, and tear down the walls of doubt you've built around yourself. But if you do this, if you commit to reframing your thinking, setting powerful intentions, surrounding yourself with positivity, visualizing success, and affirming your strength, you will become unstoppable. You will harness the expectation effect and use it to bend reality in your favor. The choice is yours. You can let your expectations enslave you, or you can wield them like a weapon. You can be a victim of your own mind, or you can master it. The power is in your hands. Now take it, own it, and reshape your world. Lesson 11. The role of awareness. Breaking free from the prison of your mind. Most people wander through life asleep, blind to the forces shaping their existence. They stumble, they fail, they repeat the same patterns, all the while blaming the world for their pain. But here's the truth they refuse to face. The prison they live in is one they built themselves. And the key to escaping it? Awareness. Awareness is the foundation of power. It is the brutal, unflinching light that exposes the lies you've been living, the patterns you've been following, and the beliefs you've allowed to define you. Without awareness, you're a puppet, yanked around by invisible strings, expectations you didn't choose, beliefs you didn't question, and habits you didn't create. But with awareness, you become the puppet master. You seize control of the strings, and you pull them in the direction of your choosing. Here's the reality. Your expectations are shaping your life, whether you're aware of it or not. Every outcome, every success, every failure can be traced back to the beliefs you hold about yourself and the world. If you believe you're not good enough, that's exactly what your life will reflect. If you expect to fail, your actions will align with that expectation, and failure will become your reality. But if you expect success, if you believe in your power to overcome, your life will bend to meet those expectations. The first step to harnessing this power is simple, yet excruciatingly difficult. You must wake up. You must become aware of the beliefs and expectations running your life. You must ask yourself the hard questions. What do I truly believe about myself? What expectations am I carrying into every decision, every action, every moment? Are those expectations serving me or destroying me? This is not a comfortable process. Awareness is not kind. It will strip you bare, expose your weaknesses, and force you to confront the ugly truths you've been avoiding. But it is necessary, because without awareness, you cannot change. Without awareness, you will remain a slave to the expectations that are killing your potential. But awareness alone is not enough. It's only the beginning. Once you see the patterns, once you understand how your expectations are shaping your life, the real work begins. You must rewire your mind. You must take those old toxic beliefs, the ones that whisper, "You're not good enough. You'll never succeed. This is just who you are," and you must destroy them. You must replace them with beliefs that empower you, expectations that elevate you, and habits that align with the life you want to create. This is not an easy process. Rewiring your mind takes conscious effort, relentless practice, and unshakable discipline. It's not enough to see the negative patterns. You must actively fight against them every single day. You must replace doubt with belief, fear with action, and despair with hope. And let me be clear, this will not happen overnight. You've spent years, decades, building the beliefs and habits that run your life. Undoing them will take time. It will take work. It will take pain. But it will be worth it. Because on the other side of that pain is freedom. Freedom from the chains of your past. Freedom from the expectations that have held you back. Freedom to create a life that reflects your true power. So I ask you, are you willing to wake up? Are you willing to shine the harsh light of awareness on your life, no matter what it reveals? Are you willing to do the hard, relentless work of rewiring your mind, of reshaping your expectations, of reclaiming your power? If you are, then know this: you are unstoppable. Because awareness is the foundation of all change. Once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. Once you understand the power of your expectations, you can never go back to being a victim of them. You hold the key to your freedom. It's been in your hand all along. The question is, will you use it? Will you wake up, take control, and rewrite the story of your life? Or will you stay asleep, letting the same beliefs, the same expectations, the same patterns dictate your existence? The choice is yours. But understand this: awareness is not gentle. It is not forgiving. It will show you the truth, whether you're ready for it or not. And if you're not willing to act on that truth, then awareness will haunt you. Because once you know, you can never again claim ignorance. So wake up, take control, become aware of the expectations shaping your life, and use that awareness to bend reality to your will. Rewire your mind, reclaim your power, and create a life so fierce, so bold, so unshakable, that the world has no choice but to bow before you. Lesson 12. The balance between expectations and reality. Mastering the razor's edge. There's a dangerous truth about expectations, a truth that most won't tell you because they fear its weight. Expectations are a double-edged sword. One side holds the power to elevate you, to drive you forward, to make the impossible your reality. But the other, it cuts deep, leaving you wounded, bitter, and disillusioned. And that second edge, it's wielded by unrealistic expectations. Expectations untethered from reality, built on illusions, destined to collapse under the weight of the real world. This is the razor's edge you must walk, the balance between expectations and reality. Tip too far into blind optimism, and you'll be shattered by the harshness of life. Tip too far into realism, and you'll drown in mediocrity and excuses. But if you can find the balance, if you can master the art of realistic optimism, then you become unstoppable. Let me be clear. Optimism is essential. Without it, you won't even begin to fight. Without it, you'll look at every challenge and convince yourself that it's impossible. Optimism is the fire that fuels your ambition, the light that guides you through the darkness. But blind optimism, that's a poison. Believing that success will come easily, that life will hand you what you want simply because you desire it, that's the fastest way to burn out and give up. The truth is, success demands more than hope. It demands blood, sweat, and unrelenting effort. It demands that you not only believe in your ability to win, but that you also acknowledge the battles you'll have to fight along the way. Realistic optimism isn't about pretending the road will be easy. It's about believing that you'll find a way, no matter how hard it gets. Here's how you master the balance. 1. Expect greatness, but prepare for the struggle. Set high expectations. Expect to succeed, to rise, to conquer. But don't you dare walk into the fight unprepared. Acknowledge the obstacles. See the challenges for what they are. Brutal, unrelenting, and very real. Then face them with the full force of your determination. Success is not given, it is earned. And if you want it, you must be willing to fight for it. 2. Face reality, without letting it break. Your reality will hit you, hard. It will knock you down, test your resolve, and try to break your spirit. But here's the secret. Reality is not your enemy. It's your training ground. Every setback, every failure, every ounce of pain, it's all sharpening you, preparing you for the moment when you rise above it all. Accept reality for what it is, but don't let it define you. Use it, learn from it, and then surpass it. 3. Adjust, adapt, and overcome. Unrealistic expectations don't just lead to disappointment, they blind you. They trap you in a fantasy, unable to see the opportunities and solutions right in front of you. Realistic optimism, on the other hand, gives you the flexibility to adapt. If plan A fails, you go to plan B. If the door closes, you kick down the wall. You don't give up because the path changes. You change with it. And in doing so, you make success inevitable. 4. Keep your eyes on the goal, but your feet on the ground. Your dreams are your compass, but reality is your map. To reach your destination, you need both. Never stop aiming high. Never stop reaching for greatness. But stay grounded. Stay connected to the present. Know where you are, what you have, and what you need to do to get where you're going. This is the balance. Dreaming of the stars while keeping your feet firmly planted on the earth. 5. Use disappointment as fuel. Let's be real. Disappointment is inevitable. Even the strongest, the smartest, the most driven among us will face moments when expectations don't align with reality. But here's the difference between winners and losers. Losers let disappointment break them. Winners use it to sharpen their resolve. When reality doesn't meet your expectations, don't collapse. Learn, adapt, fight harder. Let the sting of disappointment fuel the fire of your ambition. Your reality is yours to shape. This is the truth you must accept. The balance between expectations and reality is not fixed. It's fluid. It's yours to shape. Unrealistic expectations will set you up for failure, but no expectations at all will keep you stuck in mediocrity. Realistic optimism, the belief that you can succeed while facing the harshness of reality, is the key to power. You must demand greatness from yourself, but you must also be honest about the price you'll have to pay to achieve it. You must believe in your ability to overcome, but you must also acknowledge the battles you'll have to fight along the way. This is the razor's edge. This is the line you must walk. So, what will you choose? Will you let the weight of reality crush your dreams? Or will you let your dreams drive you to conquer reality? Will you fall into the trap of blind optimism? Or will you face the truth with unrelenting resolve? The balance is yours to find. The power is yours to claim. And if you can master it, you will become unstoppable. Not because life is easy, but because you've learned how to rise above its challenges. Now, step forward. Face reality. Embrace the fight. And let your realistic optimism become the force that shapes your destiny. You've just taken another step into the darkness, another step closer to mastering the power within you. These speeches weren't just words. They were weapons, tools to sharpen your mind and forge your future. But the question now is, what will you do with them? Will you let this moment fade, or will you let it ignite the fire that changes everything? If you're ready to stop making excuses, if you're ready to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it, then stay with us. This year isn't going to hand you anything. It's a fight, and only the relentless survive. If you want to level up, mentally, physically, and in every way that matters, then make your move now. Subscribe to the GrimFace movement. Join this family of outcasts and warriors. Together, we're not just pushing through the limits society set for us, we're obliterating them. This is the year you stop settling. This is the year you rise. So hit that subscribe button and lock in. This is your moment. Let's make it the one where everything changes. Let's make it the year of you. Welcome to GrimFace. Let's keep pushing forward.